Yesterday, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman testified that the White House omitted crucial words and phrases from their transcript of you-know-who's phone call to the Ukraine, specifically his claim to Ukrainian President Zelensky that there are recordings of Biden discussing corruption in Ukraine. There aren't. And Zelensky mentioning that the company Hunter Biden worked for, he mentioned it by name. So what is going on? You know, I mean, the man is beyond credible. He is just beyond credible. Everybody said, we want to hear from somebody who heard what happened. So you got it from, and now they're still saying, and he's saying, listen, they left some stuff out.
Yeah.
Like like the Rosemary Woods tape in the Nixon Watergate scandal.
Right.
There were 18.5 minutes
she
out of the tape. Suddenly,
right.
Where is it? And we never found it either. Didn't matter.
It was never found.
He still had to resign in disgrace. It's not going to work.
Well, I think, you know, we shouldn't call it a transcript anymore. It should just be called a memo, kind of like a memo, right? It's like the Barr memo. It was a 4-page memo instead of the Mueller report. This is just a memo. And we always knew, because at the very bottom of it, it says that it wasn't a transcript, that it really is just a memo and that the call wasn't recorded. But I think the party line has always been from the administration that it's a transcript. And I don't know if people remember, but I called this because when I read it, I noticed that there were these 3 ellipses, this ...
Yeah.
And I wondered, right? I kept on saying ...
That's right. ...
And from legal ... Because in legal documents, when you see ... that means that there's something left out.
Yeah.
And I noticed with the ... it said, I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike ... And it said, I guess you have one of your wealthy people ... Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution, so if you can look into it, ... And so whenever it said Biden, it said ... And I was wondering...
We got it.
We got it.
Right?
I got it. And they got it too. And that's why it was removed. So now you have, when you look at it, reconstructed transcript. You have the reconstructed memo. You have it hidden on a separate server. You have shadow foreign policy, and you also have the Republicans saying over and over again that it's the Democrats that are hiding things. It's actually the White House hiding things.
This Lieutenant Colonel said, here's what happened. This is what I heard. This is what I'm doing. This is what went down.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's... Because everybody kept saying, well, let's get the information. Let's find out. And so now we have it.
Well, and this is why I think we need to have public hearings, because there are still a lot of questions, like why some of that was missing from the call, why the transcript, or whatever you want to call it, was moved to another computer, classified server. But I would also say that Adam Schiff needs to be, I think, careful in the way that, I haven't seen it, but Republicans are complaining that they've been interrupted in questioning, and they haven't been able to ask people the questions they want.
Happen? The people that are who have been questioned should be asked that question. When they get around all of the
They
folks,
should be asked everything.
Say, well, no. If you come out and you've testified and they say, so how was it? What they should be saying is,
right.
Did someone keep you from, answering Republic? Because,
we're not seeing it, so we don't get.
But you will.
But you know better.
But you will.
You know.
But along
first
those
they said
lines,
they weren't in the room. First, they pretended there was no Republicans
I'm just saying,
in there.
until we actually see this publicly, we're not going to have a clear sense of how. And that's why I'm saying I would like
Next
to.
month, there's
but when
going to be a
Adam Schiff
public hearing.
also, in your moments to talk to the American people after these hearings, when you mentioned Fox News and blast them, I find that to be not just a waste of time, but you're hurting what you're trying to do, because the people he needs to convince are many people that watch Fox News. If you're going to convince Mitch McConnell and Republicans in the Senate, you're going to have to see the polls continue to shift even more than they have, because they have to feel the pressure that people take this as seriously as the Democrats.
Can I have a bipartisan moment for a second?
Oh, sure.
Because I would like to give a shout out to Liz Cheney, who I never liked, but I like her for this, and also Moscow Mitch.
Yeah.
They did not disappoint me in the fact that they stood up against Fox News and other people who would vilify this man who was a what do you call it, a Purple Heart winner, etc. And Liz Cheney said their patriotism, their love of country, we're talking about decorated veterans who've served this nation, it is shameful to question their patriotism. Even Mitch McConnell said, I'm not going to question the patriotism of any of the people who are coming forward. I see that as a little bit of a crack, just a little bit of a
look at
crack.
that.
Yes, and so I just want to say that, you know,
Maybe they're
when you do
following your
something
lead.
right, I will tell you.
Maybe they're following your lead.
That's impressive.
I just wish Liz Cheney would answer my emails, because I've emailed her trying to get her on the show, and she just didn't answer.
Maybe
me.
she'll
So we would
answer
love to
mine
have
now.
you on the show. We're all.
Maybe next.
I know we have to go to a commercial.
Right, I do, but I don't understand what this is telling me. Megan will get you in
It means
when
you don't
we
have
get
time
back.
for me in this segment, and they're not playing me out like the Oscars. They're having you do it this time.
Oh, you mean I get to do my job? Oh,
Yes.
my goodness, wait a minute.
Yeah, Whoopi gets to do her job.
We'll be right